Hello and welcome to today's Standalone Spotlight session. And I know what you're thinking, oh my goodness, Christy, you have matched your makeup and your outfit to today's book. And I'm sorry to tell you, I wish I was that organised. I am filming this video before heading off to see the Eras tour movie, and I am quite clearly a mix of Speak Now and Midnight. So the fact that today's book is also purple is just a happy coincidence. So let's get started on this discussion of Say You Swear. Now, I saw this all over TikTok. I can't even remember how long ago. I remember thinking to myself, hey, make sure you pick that book up if you ever see it IRL. And I got my copy from Asda of all places. And since then, it's become available in bookshops like The Works. So I'm going to recommend that you pick this up whenever and wherever you can, because now that I have finished it, I have to tell you guys, it is amazing. I'm pretty certain in The Works you can get this for like £3. And for the size of it, this is a chunky book. That is ridiculous value for money. I really don't think you have any excuse to not grab yourself a copy of this. But if you need convincing, let me tell you what the book is about and why I love it so much. I will let you know when we get into big spoiler territory, but I am going to have to tell you what happens in this book. So here is a general light spoiler alert for this standalone discussion of Say You Swear. The main character of this book is called Ariana. The book mainly focuses on her point of view, but we do have two other main points of view. We get several chapters from the point of view of Chase, and quite a few more chapters from the point of view of Noah Riley, the world's best book boyfriend. The story starts with Ariana, her twin brother Mason, and their best friends collectively inheriting a summer house from their parents. They've all been friends from childhood. There are 5 of them total. Ariana and Mason, the twins, Ariana's best friend, and then Mason's 2 best friends. They've grown up together. They are toyed. And the first chunk of chapters follow them on the summer just before they head to university. The boys are heading to university early because they've been selected for the college's football team. And by football, I mean American football, in case you couldn't tell from the cover. And the girls have chosen to go to the same university as the boys so that they can carry on being together as a group of friends. Now, the initial issue in this book is that Ariana is head over heels in love with Chase, one of Mason's 2 best friends, and wishes that Chase would notice her in a romantic capacity. Whilst they're at the beach, staying in their now shared beach house, they bump into several other people who are down on the coast for the summer, one of which is Noah Riley. Now, the boys all know Noah because he is the captain of the football team they are all about to join at university. Noah is obviously slightly older than them, and they all really respect him. At a bonfire one night, sparks fly between Noah and our girl Ariana, and Chase is not happy about it. This leads to a sequence of events where Chase pops Ariana's cherry, but after their night together, admits that he does not want to be in a relationship with Ariana, he is Mason's best friend first and foremost, and he would not betray his bestie like this. So you're wondering, is this the setup of a brother's best friend forbidden romance kind of novel? No. Chase is pretty adamant that he doesn't want to be with Ariana, and this crushes her. Talk about ruining your self-confidence. She feels, rightly so, that the decision is between herself or Mason, and that when push comes to shove, Chase is choosing Mason, which is correct. So this irrevocably changes the friendship group. While neither Ariana or Chase tell their friends what's happened between them, Ariana has had her first experience with someone who doesn't like her enough to want to be with her. And it makes it really difficult for her to be around the friendship group when they all start at university. So the main crux of the plot takes place while they're at uni, where Ariana bumps into Noah again. She's now drifting slightly further away from the friendship group she has known throughout her life. And Noah sees that she is struggling somewhat to find her place and wants to be her friend. Thus ensues one of the most beautiful romance stories I've ever read, because Noah is well aware of the fact But Ariana loves Chase. She spent a night with Chase, and Chase wants nothing to do with her. And Noah basically pretends to be Ariana's boyfriend. Not necessarily to make Chase super jealous, but to get the entire friendship group off of her back. She starts spending loads of time with Noah. Noah is obviously incredibly well respected, well liked, and the way the core friendship group and even Mason react to Noah's presence in Ariana's life is hysterical because he's their team captain. And obviously, Mason massively, massively respects Noah. And a continuing problem throughout Ariana's life has been how overprotective Mason is of her. It is one of the core blockers to her and Chase ever exploring anything between the two of them, because Chase knows that as far as Mason is concerned, no man is good enough for Ariana. Except maybe Noah, who Mason somewhat hero worships. So we have a situation where Ariana and Noah are spending all of their time together, and Mason's like, I approve of this. And Chase loses his mind because it seems to be one rule for everyone and a separate rule for Noah when it comes to Ariana. But here's the thing, I get where Mason's coming from, because no man really is good enough for Ariana except my boy Noah, who is literal perfection. Ariana is a really bad cook and Noah is a good cook, so he keeps bringing her to his little studio apartment setup that he's got in the football team's kind of frat house. I will admit, I've never been to an American university, so I don't know how these setups work, but I've read the off-campus books, and I don't get the impression that they live in a house altogether off campus. I think they are on campus, so I assume that it's either a team house or a frat house that a lot of the football team members happen to be in. So she is quite often at the football house, but in this little private flat with Noah. So all of the football team know that she's there, that she is spending all this time with Noah, and let me tell you, she is there almost all of the time. So of course people believe that they're a couple. They even have this running, ongoing thing about Noah's food for her and he gives her leftovers, and it's one of Noah's many, many love languages, okay? Feeding Ariana, looking after Ariana, being the perfect man. Plot ensues. You find out that Noah's mother is really, really ill. She's actually dying. When she sees Noah and Ariana together, it means a lot to her that her boy is happy and has pretty much found the woman of his dreams. Noah's point of view chapters are some of the most beautiful and painful chapters in this book, because Noah is falling in love with a girl he knows is in love with someone else, and my boy Noah is like, why couldn't I be someone's first choice? First of all, Noah should always be every woman's first choice because he is perfect. But this mirrors so closely how Ariana feels, because she's quite literally not Chase's first choice. So these two absolute knuckleheads spend a major chunk of this book upset that the person they like doesn't like them back. And Noah is so lovely and so kind and so wonderful that, of course, Ariana falls in love with him. But she's thinking, hey, we've spent all of this time together. He has never tried anything. He doesn't like me either. Why did I keep feeling like this? Why do I always like these beautiful hot football players who don't like me back? But let me tell you, my man Noah is not going to miss the chance to shoot his shot. And when they become proper IRL, boyfriend, girlfriend, not only are the spicy scenes so good, it is like all my hopes and dreams come true. Okay? It up until right then, it's just a perfect romance novel. Okay? It's been full of the right amount of angst and pining, and their journeys together of both loving each other but also finding some sense of self-love and the validation they give each other is beautiful. It's brilliant. And there is way too much of this book left. And let me tell you, normally I see that and I go, we're going to have some miscommunication, a rubbishy breakup that doesn't mean anything, and we're going to get together before the end of the book. Normally that's what I'd be thinking. But I knew that there was way too much of this book left for it to be as simple as that. A hiccup that I can just brush over and return back to the perfection that we once saw. Because you have a massive, massive blow up at a party at the football house where Chase kisses Ariana and Ariana firmly asserts, no, you've missed your chance. I want to be with Noah. Because Chase has got major FOMO, okay? He's realized he's the one in his own way. He could have just been with Ariana all along if he'd been honest and clear with Mason, and he has major regrets, okay? 1,000 regrets. So he tries it on with Ariana, kisses Ariana, knowing that she is with Noah, and at this point she legit is. It's not pretend anymore. She and Noah are bays. She's like, ooh, no, absolutely not. But Noah's heartbroken. Noah's like, she's finally getting what she's always wanted. I was always second choice. This whole thing has been me deluding myself into thinking that I was the choice. She runs out of this party. She is so heartbroken that Noah would ever think that. She goes, she's going to find him. She's going to tell him how much she loves him, which would normally be the big climax of the book. And she is hit by a car. I know I should have given a spoiler alert probably way before this, but I am too upset talking about it, okay? Massive, massive spoiler alert. Ariana gets hit by a car, nearly dies, wakes up in hospital, and has the following people around her. Her group of besties that she's grown up with, and the love of my life, Noah Riley. Noah Riley is holding her hand. He has been inconsolable. He has refused to leave the hospital until she has woken up from her coma. And one thing I did like is that when Ariana wakes up, she's acting somewhat normal, and it is only when the doctor says to her, in front of the people present, we're so sorry you lost your baby, that everything goes wrong. Because Ariana looks up to Chase and says, we were having a baby? And you discover that she has sustained brain damage. And the last memory she has is of waking up after her night with Chase. Back at the beach house. Back on the beach. She's back there mentally. All of these months of the love story of Noah and Ariana together, we have lost. And my man Noah is heartbroken because he finds out that he was about to have everything he ever wanted. A life with her, a family with the woman of his dreams, and she doesn't even remember him. He turns to her and she's like, oh yeah, I've met you before. You're Noah from the beach. And you're reading it like, that's Noah, the love of your life. And the whole group have two options. Get her up to speed with everything that has happened in the months that she can't remember, or let her remember them herself. And Ariana expresses the desire that she doesn't want anyone else's ideas of what happened projected on her. She wants to remember the last set of months all on her own. And snaky Chase views this as the opportunity to wipe the slate clean and shoot his shot with Ariana. And my man Noah is so good. And obviously never heard her message of, I choose you, I will always choose you. He never heard that. And so he thinks, oh, this is her chance to get everything she wants. I love her so much, like, I'll step away. Our little baby that we didn't even know we were having is gone now. There's nothing to make her be with me. The guy that she's always wanted, her first true love, wants to be with her now. I can't stop that. My precious baby Noah takes a step back and is waiting, is hoping, is praying that she remembers him. I am getting emotional. It's so sad. And he's waiting for her to remember that she loved him and maybe think of him as a contender for her heart again. And she doesn't. She doesn't remember. she's spending time with Chase, and then Noah's mum dies. Oh my god, I'm gonna ruin my makeup. And he's all on his own. And it's so sad. And obviously they all go to the funeral. But Ariana can't remember what Noah's mum meant to her. Oh, and it's just so sad. Now, what eventually gets Ariana, it starts to click, and she's spoken to Noah a few times, and anytime they're alone, she's just got this is like, I know him, but I don't know how I know him. Like, I only remember meeting him once, but he knows things and says things and talking to me like no one else talks to me, like he knows me. And the thread that starts bringing Ariana back to where she should be is a notification to go and collect something from a print store. And she goes and she collects it, and she's like, what? Why have I had this picture printed? It's a picture of her, Noah's mum. And she starts trying to figure out, like, what? It's obviously not coming back to me naturally. I need to figure these things out myself, but I obviously need a bit of push. And she goes to the care home, and obviously they all know who she is because she'd been visiting Noah's mum with Noah. And there's even this like big sporting event, awards ceremony that she was meant to go with for Noah. She even had a dress, and it was this whole like big thing for the two of them, and she goes with Chase because she doesn't know that she was meant to go with Noah, and Noah just can't hack it. He's meant to be one of the best nights of his life, and he's lost her. She's there with someone else, and he's just so alone, and it's horrible. Like, it's really, really sad. And eventually she goes back to her former like room, her apartment, and obviously on the calendar she's got all of her like cooking dates with Noah. She flicks back and is like, oh my god, again and again and again, it's me spending time with Noah. Here is proof that over these months we were together like almost every day. Why hasn't anyone said anything? That this guy that I have spoken to since was obviously really, really important to me. And then she sees the date in the calendar for the awards show that she went to with Chase, and it's all doodled round, and she's going with Noah, and she finds the dress that she was going to wear for him, and their reunion is so perfect because Noah's going to give up on joining like the professional football team. He's already been scouted, and he's like, I have no reason for any of this anymore. My mum's not here to make proud. I don't have Ariana to support and look after. I just don't care anymore. And she rushes to him and it's like, I remember everything. Like, you can't give up on your dreams. I love you. I won't give up on you. I was gonna pick you. You don't understand. Like, you should have known that I would always pick you. I'd always want to be with you. Why would you question that? And obviously it was all the like bad timing of when the accident happened. And them coming back together is so perfect. It's so brilliant, guys. Like, all of the pain you have just been through, it was for a reason. And the reason is the end of this book. And it ends with them all together and Chase being sacked off as he should have been all the way through because she was never really meant to be with him. And my man Noah gets the girl because he deserves her. He loves her so much. Oh, there've been actual tears. I spent ages on this purple makeup. So yeah, it's safe to say I care a lot about this book because I care a lot about my baby Noah Riley. He is perfect. He never does anything wrong, ever. He loves her so much. And come the end of the book, Ariana finds her way back to him, and she lets him know how much he is loved and how much he is valued, and that he is always the first choice. That is why this book is perfect and you need to buy a copy of it. It is torture, but it is beautiful. And on that note, we are going to wrap up this standalone spotlight. It started off so cheery and it jumped off of a cliff, which is basically, this whole book is actually, it's pretty sad from the get-go. It doesn't even start off great because she's all like, oh, will Chase love me? Our poor girl, Ariana, goes through the ringer. But good and Noah Riley prevail. So it has a happy ending. I'm telling you, if she hadn't ended up with Noah, and if Noah hadn't got Ariana, this would be my 13th reason. I cared so much. Meagan Brandy got me to care so much. I really liked Ariana, but I tell you now, I loved Noah. From the first time I saw him, the first time he saw Ariana, and he was just so good and so lovely and so right for her. It couldn't have ended any other way. This book is perfect if you want a good grizzle, a good cathartic romance novel. Colleen Hoover wishes she could. You know, it's that kind of vibe. Give Say You Swear a read. Pick it up from whatever bookshop you can. You can get this super cheap right now, but read it. Fall in love with Noah Riley. Join me in his fan club, and you will be glad that you read this book. That's the end of today's standalone spotlight. It's been a real emotional one, guys. But this book makes me emotional. So thank you for watching. Let me know if you've read this book or if you pick it up to read it. If you've liked this video, make sure you give it a like. Comment your thoughts below. And please subscribe to my channel. I don't have many followers and it would be great if you followed me. I've been Christy Clogs. I hope you have a great day. I will see you later, alligators.